haven't actually seen my kid's face in over a year because they got a tablet. All I see is the top of their head. Like, hi, Colin, how you doing? What's up, man? Okay, so your kid's got a tablet.
Yeah, now what do you do? Okay, so first thing you want to do is if it's an iOS device, go and enable restrictions.
Okay.
You'll set a little passcode on there, and then when you do, you can say, well, I'm going to allow them to do certain things on here. What you also want to do is limit their in-app purchases.
Yes, you do.
Because otherwise, ding, ding, ding,
Yes.
ding, all of a sudden you got a $100 bill. But also down at the bottom, kind of just below that section, is a part where you can go websites, and you can filter specific content on websites, saying what they're allowed to see and what they're not allowed to see.
Okay.
Here's the thing: is if you allow them access to a browser, and you're thinking, oh, my kids are never going to go to that kind of thing, right? They'll never see adult content. Well, if they mistype something, they might accidentally see it. So if you filter it, they'll be safer that way.
My kids have my spelling ability, so odds are they will run across something.
And if you turn off the browser entirely, keep in mind you can install alternate browsers on there, and all of a sudden now they're not being filtered anymore, especially on iOS devices.
Okay, okay.
So on Android devices, it's a little bit more complicated, but it's not that big of a deal. You go to settings, and then you go in there and you find out where your settings are for the App Store, and make sure you turn off their ability to do anything without a password.
Okay.
The interesting thing about the Fire is it's got a little better settings. You can actually set up profiles for each individual user of the tablet. So even if you, like, here, kid, have this tablet, it's yours, you can actually set up a profile in there, so when you want to use it, you can, like, see stuff you want to see.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you can go in there, and on each profile, you can say these games are appropriate, these games are not appropriate. So if you've got older kids and you want them to play something that's slightly more violent, but you want the younger kids not to see that kind of thing, you can say what they're allowed to see and what they're not allowed to see. And then, of course, on the tablet, enable parental controls. That means that anytime an in-app item is purchased, they have to put in a PIN number. And
I will be
that's
doing
it.
that one
so let's say you want to give them access to the App Store, but you don't want to give them access to your credit card. Get a prepaid credit card or some sort of gift card, and they'll be able to limit their purchasing.
And then you can add money to it or take money off.
Yes.
I like that.
And my kids, they love YouTube, but the problem with YouTube is they can see all kinds of stuff, from booty shaking videos to whatever. You know, I don't want them to see that stuff. So you send them to YouTube Kids. And the only thing about YouTube Kids, the only warning I got there is it's a lot of advertisements. A lot of advertisements. Like literally 3-minute videos on how to buy. It's just, anyway. So keep in mind that. Now, let's say you want to get a little bit more strict. You can get a program like this one. This one's called NetSanity. You can get it at netsanity.net for about $60 a year. You can use it to chat with them, but you can use it to block apps. You can also use it to block certain amounts of time, games, and so on and so forth. And last but not least, Circle. If you don't want to put anything on the device itself, you can get this little box here, and it'll sit on your network, and it'll filter the content for you.
Oh, that's cool.
You can also set time restrictions, and you can say, for example, during dinner time, no internet access allowed, and actually talk to your kids for once.
Oh, that's true. I don't want to do that. Let's go back to this one real quick. We're wrapping things up, but cat blocker.
Yeah, it's categories.
Oh,
but
I guess I was blocking cats. I'm like, why would you do that?
That's what a dog is for.
Exactly.
Block that cat. Don't let him get on there.
Oh, hey. Hey, hey.
All right, thank you very much. Back to you.